Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, brother. Thank you for getting on with me. I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you for everything that you do, for everything that you are working towards to doing.
Thank you.
I know you were in the corporate world for a long time. I know you made a lot of money in the corporate world, but it wasn't your happy place, right? Like we all want to be at. And so you transitioned, and so we were just on the phone right now, and I felt that this was really important for us to record, and we both were on the same vibe. And I asked you, so why did you choose the military? Like, what made you? That's a huge decision. And then once you give me your answer, I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking you that.
Okay. How much time and where do you want to start?
Well, it's 11. Let's see where it goes.
Okay. Well, it is Thursday, September 29th at 11:01 a.m. And if I do have my wish early, I just want world peace. I want people to be happy. I want people to thrive and be inspired, you know?
I think we all want that. I think when we all truly come to a place of peace, we wanna come into that space, right? And and it's so difficult because you just wanna, like, for example, with you, I learned how to hug the right way, right? That's huge. And now I hug my children that way, and everybody I love that way, and everybody's like, "You're hugging me wrong." I said, "No, we've been hugging wrong." You know, and now everybody's transitioning slowly because I'm teaching them that, and that came from you. So it just lets you know that each one teach one will never stop. And that's the biggest thing that I teach my children. And I appreciate you having tears in your eyes and crying, because I cry a lot too. And people think that, because we're strong, we're warriors, we're ready to go to war any given time that we have to. It doesn't mean that we don't cry. We actually cry the most because we have been in war, because we have been in the trenches.
Yeah.
We have been in the front line. So we want to come back and tell you guys, we don't want you guys to be in the front line. You don't need to be. Let's go right here. Right? Let's do this. You know?
Yeah.
And so, that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I know that everything is designed for a purpose and for a reason, right? And myself, I could have gave up on life a long time ago because of my eye. And I can't even hear from my right ear. I shouldn't even have this. It has nothing. It doesn't do nothing. It just looks like I have two of them, right? And I had to make a decision very early in life to be like, okay, I know there's a God. I know I believe in him. And for whatever reason, this is it. And I did it. Once I got older, I understood. And it became my gift, because my speaking ability and my
Jose,
thinking
Jose,
ability,
Jose, Jose,
never,
you're one of the most
you
handsome
know.
guys I know.
Oh, I know this. I
You
know
a
for a
sexy
fact.
motherfucker, dog. And your
Thank you.
swag. Oh my God, bro. Wow. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
blessing. Thank you for like
Thank you.
stepping up, man. Thank you for showing people that it's totally possible, because you're not used to getting flowers either.
Thank
And
you.
and you know the place that I come from when I'm saying that.
Absolutely.
And that's why I said we
Absolutely.
have to do something. We have to show people how we can communicate in a nice space so that everybody can really flourish and prosper. Like, be you, be real.
Correct.
But
Correct.
most people don't even have a model of what being real looks like. So that's the reasons why I've done my best to say, hey, this is all I got. Like, you hear me say that a lot,
Absolutely.
because it's just like I come 100, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm always willing to listen to understand, not just listen to respond. I'm like you in a lot of ways where, I'm empathic and I lead with my heart for real. And it's just a superpower that we haven't been taught how to like really nurture and understand. And I've lived my life my whole way, even when I've almost lost it.
Right.
And it's just like
Absolutely.
people gotta understand this shit is real.
That's real.
I don't know what else to say, dog. It's like this shit is real.
Facts.
You got a choice every single day of how you gonna show up for somebody. It's your
Mm-hmm.
choice. It ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
else's choice. You choose
Absolutely.
that. And you draw a straight line and you walk it. And you just do your best every single day to be like, I am limitless. All I gotta do is just focus in on that one thing and just hit it hard. Just draw a straight line and walk it, man. That's why I don't care about nobody else's lane. I got my own.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right. It's so powerful.
and if we coming together, then we got a real community. I mean, dude, like that's not hard for me to understand. But obviously,
Let me
it's a
add.
problem.
Let me add to that though, because here's the thing, and I think this is where I see a lot of dynamic of team separates. Because sometimes when you come as a team, you think you have to be in that person's lane. It's like, no, I'm gonna be the leg, I'm gonna be the left leg, you be the right leg. And okay, I can't be the right leg because I don't know how to be a right leg, but
Yeah,
I know how to be the left leg. And if people understood that that's how you come in as a team, then nobody's competing. You're just competing against yourself every single day to be better. But then guess what? Because you are bringing other people along, because you are making yourself better, you care about them that much because you're like, hey, I cannot let my people down. I cannot let my family down. I cannot let 3 generations down.
100%, man. I
You
can't.
know,
I don't know what the hell happened back there. I don't care. I don't.
correct.
I care about right now. Like,
Right
look,
now.
that's important. It's up there with oxygen. But right now, if we want to figure out how to get the bag, like we figure that part out together. Like, look, I'm all in. Look, this is my life. I love enjoying life, man. When you really understand, like when you connect to the true core of like how me and you are, like I show up for you, you show up for me. Like, you ask the most brilliant genius questions, man. How can I
Thank you,
how can
man.
I not honor that?
Thank you.
That's what I want to focus in on right now because I know for a fact if I see Jose right now, we're gonna do some big stuff together. That's why I
It's
only
already in
need
the works.
one. Thank you.
It's boiling already.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
us. We can show people what it looks like. You've got a lot of brilliant stuff going on. I got a lot of brilliant stuff going on. It's just like, wow, really, bro? I remember we were sitting on the couch just kicking it. Like when we had the cameras up, people don't even understand, dude. Like they don't understand how long we've been really grinding at this, man.
Nah, they don't. And they don't. And you know what? When you met me, I wanted things to go so fast. Like, let's go. I'm the rabbit, right? Like, I'm like, but as I matured in the game, because my entrepreneur career started as an actor, right? I just had to focus on whatever my agent, my manager was telling me, or the things that I booked on myself. I just showed up, get my costume, my uniform, as I used to call it, and do that, and that's it, right? But now it's different. I had to realize that in the process, I had to slow down because if I said I'm going to help people, and some people are not at my speed,
Yeah.
so I got to slow down. And that's when I understood the concept of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
You know? And I always use this example. Michael Jordan was not my favorite player because he was awesome. Yes, I had a lot to do with it. But he taught me why basics are the most important thing in everything. A lot of people don't know this, but Jordan practiced the basics more than anything. Bounce pass,
And
10
shout out
foot
to
perimeter
Michael Jordan.
shots.
Shout out to him because I don't know much about him. I know I just saw it from the business side, like he was the first guy, like that's his shoes and everything.
Right.
And see, and that's what I'm saying, like my life has been completely different. So I honored that. And I'm like, okay, how do you do it? Like, how did he get there? Like, and that's what I like to do. I'm an independent academic researcher. I learned in library science, ninth grade, and it was the best gift that I ever got from the hood. I'm from Chester, PA. And is one of those things where I mean we had an advanced like community, and I'm super thankful that I'm still in contact with people over there, because friends and everything. So that's all I want to say, fam. Like I just appreciate this conversation, dog, more than you know.
No, absolutely. So that leads me to my main question then. So from Chester, PA, from being in the library, when do you decide and say, you know what? I want to pick up a rifle or I want to defend my country. I want to do this. I want to be a bad motherfucker. I want to be Rambo. I mean, that's a huge decision. And think about the age you were making this decision.
Yeah, I was 22.
That's a puppy still, right? We thought we were big dogs, but that's still a puppy. So
Yeah.
like, what I want to know this, man. Like, what was that decision for you?
Another genius question. Really hadn't thought about it, bro. I just know for me, I just believe like people should just serve the country. It wasn't, I'm like, I
Okay.
don't care. Cause look, I learned the way that I think right now stems a
Mhm.
lot from me just being insanely curious, right? But not as much now as I am back then, because sometimes you just, whatever. So, so at that point in time, I like was a cook at Denny's, right? It was one of my first gigs. And I loved that gig because it was just like, they showed you like how to bring everything up at the exact same time, like perfect, you know? It
Oh, that's
was,
interesting. I didn't know that.
oh yeah, as a cook, you had to learn all of this stuff, right? And I was just like, damn, like how do you do that? Like, and then I had another thing for my science teacher giving me the analogy of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how you got to put things in a certain sequence in a certain order. So that stuff has always fascinated me. Like I've always been just stoked about that kind of stuff. And so when I saw the opportunity for the military, I'm just like, well, they know something that I don't. It's like, gee, I wonder what that is, you know. And again, like I don't know how the people think. I don't know. Like I'm very clear about that because I'm just now starting to talk to more public people in the public, right?
Right,
Me
right,
and you,
correct.
me and you didn't exactly meet like, hey, no, it was like we were
Yeah,
like,
it was
hey,
a private.
right,
Yeah, it
right.
was private.
So I think completely differently because I've just been trained at a very high level in the military on how to communicate. That's it. It's a little bit more in depth because what I want to be able to do is really understand people to the core. So I you follow me because I was a journalist as well. So I was trained on how to think a certain way. I was trained. I got a Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal literally for being an editor. And I wrote editorials. So editorials are like the hardest way of writing and thinking because you have to be really like super objective when you put stuff out. So that's how I literally got an award for writing over 300 stories like that. And I also did some other insane stuff that got the attention of a lot of people. Are like, whoa, who's this guy? And even my senior chief was just like, you got this award. I'm like, okay, put it on my desk. He's like, no, like you got this award. I'm like, okay, great. Like, what am I doing? He's like, that's the other thing. You're always going somewhere. Because I was like, I was having fun in the military. Like, I was kind of like the plug. Like,
Right,
I was going, I just meet people. We start talking or whatever. But I wouldn't have had that opportunity to really think like that had I not joined the military. It gave me a
oof.
different right. It gave me a different venue versus what you're doing today. None.
Can, can let me ask something real quick before I don't want to cut you off because I want you to continue,
Okay.
right? But you added something that is really interesting that a lot of people don't consider.
Hmm.
You said I was having fun.
Yeah.
And when you have fun, people, I want you guys to understand that that word means something. When you
100.
have fun, it doesn't even belong. It doesn't like what I do is fun. So people are like, hey, what do you work? I'm like, I don't really work. I just talk to a lot of very intelligent people, and it's fun. And I love that you put it that way because I think that's what made you get all these opportunities and all these awards that happen in the military. So I just wanted to add that, but go ahead.
No, I appreciate that because I have fun with what I mostly do. And like being an entrepreneur has been one of the most painful things. Like it's not this hard, people. Like, what are we doing? And the reasons why is because I worked as an entrepreneur for so long.
Mm,
So the military gave me that opportunity though.
right,
I mean, seriously. I mean,
right.
look. I got this curious kid over here. I'm a little badass like everybody else. I'll admit it now. Love my mom, love my pops. And they did their best, right? And then, but I'm still curious. I'm just like I'm going through life. I need to know what happens next. Like this is cool shit. Like what goes on? And that's just
Right.
how my mind works. And I'm just like, I get into the entrepreneur lane and people aren't helping each other out. Everybody feels alone. They feel isolated. They act like they're the only ones on the planet. I'm like, nah, y'all ain't the only ones. Like, come through. I got this over here.
Exactly.
That's why I got the next
Exactly.
level CEO association, bro. That's why I got it there. I'm like, look, ta-da, that's done. What's next? Like, seriously, let's stop talking about this shit. Like, because me and you got some other stuff going on and we need help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason too, not just because of the military question, but I wanted to get this on record because I want to bring you to Colombia. I want to, because that's one of the places where a lot of CEOs go. They go on vacation,
Hmm.
but I live there also. So
Oh,
I've
wow.
I've been on vacation and live there. So it's a whole different mindset when you're constantly around healthier air, healthier water, healthier fruits, your whole process starts changing, and it also opens up everybody else because I love the United States, and I agree with you with the fact that you have to fight for your country, right? I wanted to do it, but again, I can only hear from one ear, I can only hear one eye. But I was an exceptional athlete because of hereditary. My father was a professional soccer player, so I'm just a natural in everything. That's just the way the God blessed me, and I'm very thankful for that, right? But I saw the military through my uncles. A lot of my uncles were in the military from Honduras, not because they joined, but because they caught them in the street past 7 o'clock.
Mm,
That's different, right? Because I literally have an uncle that was in the military since he was 11 years old.
wow.
And he's a very cool guy, but it's very hard to speak with him because of the things that he has gone through. He was a private security for the president of Honduras for
Mm,
many, many, many years. He tells me all the time, he says, Mijo, if the military needs me, they'll get a helicopter where I'm at. They know where I'm at 24/7,
mm,
you know? And so I got a lot of amazing stories from him, just and the discipline that he has. I learned the discipline I have today, I learned from seeing my military uncles,
mhm.
my military grandfather. I love the fact that, and these are little things, and people think that these things don't matter, is keeping your nails clean, keeping
Yep,
your shoes clean,
yep,
always making your bed,
yep,
always making sure your room is clean, your house is clean,
yep.
you know? And I learned this from that military mindset. People are like, oh man, you don't understand how you prepare yourself to start your day just when that alone is done,
I
right?
got I got to ask a question right here, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that working for them?
You
And,
know,
and the reasons why I say it like that, check it out. Because we can coach up choice now, me and you. So I think that's the part that's missing is the fact that me and you have like a high level like source to that says this is the absolute standard, right? But then you got people over here who go, I don't even know if I can even get past my
mm,
limiting beliefs right now to
mm,
even take care of myself
mm,
because that's the problem. You know,
right,
we're too far. Some people are too far down here right now, and people are just starting to wake up. So to yank somebody way over here mentally is a lot. It's called whiplash.
correct.
And that's what I experienced as I had no one in this lane to fall back on. I paid tens of thousands of dollars for coaching. Like my wife keeps receipts. Okay. So I could find no, and my wife.
I do. I do.
She
Respect,
don't
by the
fuck
way,
around.
too.
I appreciate it, but she don't fuck around. And it's just like, this is how much this costs. And because now I have the experience and the know-how in team and getting everybody else, I can show everybody what they really need to know right now as a shortcut.
Right,
I paid that price.
correct.
I have paid that price. I don't want to pay it again. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's the military, don't want to pay that again. High ticket bullshit, don't want to pay that again. I'm like, I will start everybody at $7. Period. This is the one thing you guys need. It's called creative intelligence. Go to, can I plug? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
www.creativeintelligence.club. Now you see that? That's my boy, but I still respect him because this is his show. So it's his house. So www.creativeintelligence.club. And from there, they can get Jose. That's what it's called. So in order for us to get
Okay.
unstuck, we have to become more creative and we got to be smarter about it. Period. So shout out to the team who put it all together. But when it was put in front of me, I looked at this and go, I support that. So creative intelligence is also called design thinking, and it allows people to really take those thoughts that they have in their heads and really unpack them. You
Wow.
can actually do that now. I got the keys, bro. That's what I'm saying, dude. I got this.
You're
I got
dropping, you're dropping, you're dropping so many jewels right now because people don't know how to use their imagination, how to become creative, right? And when you tap into that, you tap into your purpose, right? But you cannot tap into that if you have fear. I tell all the time, people, you cannot have fear and faith at the same time. It will never, ever work. Choose one. You said it earlier. Choose one. It's really so simple, right? Choose one and become imaginative. Choose one and become imaginative. And just...
And to each one, teach one, because you're going to need it along the way. Ta-da! That's why that's so important. That's why I said we've got to do this. Because me and you just did it. We proved, we've systematized, we've got SOPs. We can duplicate this with anybody who we want just by saying, hey, for $7, you can get this as a bonus. Me and Jose literally going through the matrix and like uncoding that. Okay.
And that's very important, because if you want to become financially independent, you have to start those two things. Remove fear, add faith, and start thinking.
And also being able to have a good cry. Also be able to have a good cry like we did. You just
have to.
You gotta let it out, man. You gotta let it out. That is
I cry about every single day.
That is such negative energy people hold on to. Cry.
Like, okay. I'm tough. I'm strong.
Look, I have been in life and death situations, and crying has helped. And I said, I am thankful. I'm honoring everybody around me who understands that the struggle is real. You know, we all go through the struggle. That's why I have one of the world's top mindset coaches, Allison France, with me on this journey. You know, we've got the program Freedom to Scale. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, she's on board, because like you said, bro, like I don't know a lot, as you know. I had no idea that Columbia even has a whole bunch of CEOs there, as an example, you know, but I was smart enough to create nextlevel.ceo for that, so that they can see who I've worked with. It's just like, okay, you know, next, like, you know, like, okay, great. I'll get to know you. You'll get to know me. Because I remember when we first talked, you were the rabbit. That's why. You didn't have a process until now. So I have to give you your flowers to say, sir, I've seen you all this time as well. And that's the reason why sometimes we have to pre-build things out as design thinkers. You know, I gotta be able to figure stuff out, man. And it's not like when you really understand how thinking works, life is easy. It ain't that hard.
It's not.
It's just not. It's like we make it so hard to do some stuff. And then when you just realize all you do is stand up out the water because it was shallow all of this time, you go,
you're like,
right. But you know, but that's the problem though. That's the problem though. Nobody's ever put it on tape like we have, right? Because people don't want to get embarrassed. That's why.
They don't. That's part of the game.
Embarrassment is a big word though. So that's the reasons why I'm so glad that me and you can be real, because some people would think that we're acting anyway.
I'm gonna tell you a story. So I use a lot of sports analogy just for the simple fact of, you know, being a high level entrepreneur is being an all-star in the NBA. That's how like, right. So Kobe Bryant is only a year older than me. I remember his first game, he shot 3 air balls. Everybody was embarrassed for him. Okay. For him. They asked him and they said, hey man, how do you feel about, you know, you missing those 3 those 3 shots? He was like, I don't feel nothing about that. I'm just gonna go shoot the 4th one. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, it's like no big deal. It's like what? Like
boom. He said embarrassing is part of the game. Embarrassing is part of the game.
Yeah, I want to receive that, bro, because that's genius. Are we able to like continue that conversation?
Please.
Yeah, because that's why it's called practice. Like, that's why you have to keep practicing. Like, you've got to do it over and over and over and over again. That's why you got to focus on that one thing, because then one goes to 2, like we're doing right now. You focused on your one thing. I focused on my one thing. Now we have 2 things that are coming together as one. So we created a lane, right? And then 2 goes to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16 is very geometrical after that. It's just math. At that point, it's just math. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like I promise you, this conversation people are going to be studying forever. But the reality of it is, we all have this like way of thinking. It's not hard, because when we understand that like we need each other's help for real, then we understand we need competition and collaboration. That's what I was telling you earlier. Like, you got to have both. It just depends on the context, and people get caught up in a lot of stuff. I'm like, well, I'm a collaborator first, because I know that definitely works, but for the people who are still on a competition side, I'm like, okay, great. Like, I got free stuff. Like, what do y'all need to see? Because if you're that smart, if you're that smart and you're able to see me, I want to be able to see you too, so that's and that's how it works, man.
Absolutely. And I think that's a gift, and I want to give you your flowers for that. And of having that mindset, right? Of that's how you know you're a true leader. You're not a how can you say, a controlling boss, right? You're like, hey, go do this, go do this, do this. They're like, hey, no, hey, let's go do this.
Leaders have to find it. Leaders have to find it.
Come on.
Whatever that it is, they have to find it. That's what people don't
have
understand.
to lead.
But I don't like having any other choice to lead, though, because nobody can find anything for me. So I that's why I always look to mentorship, because I'm not that smart. I've never been that smart. I'm not going to pretend and say I'm that. People are like, no, I'm not. Like, I promise you. I just understand that there's somebody smarter than me, and I just go to them. And if they aren't there, I know that's a lane for me.
But let me show you. I'm going to bring you above that.
Okay.
And this is what I mean by that, by using that word. Okay. I'm going to bring you above that, because you're right. You're not smart. You're intelligent. Because you said, I cannot do this. You know how to do this. Teach me. That's basic, right? Basics is intelligence.
Yeah.
When you start getting all, metaphysicals and all this and that, that's why there's a lot of geniuses that are broke.
That part.
And that's why there's a lot of dropouts who are billionaires. Because they say, that dude knows how to do it. Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah. Can I collab with you?
Look, this is based on a true story, and this just happened less than 6 months ago. I was down in Miami speaking on a stage, and the guy who I had a beer with, literally, he's launching $100 million valuated business, right? And I don't have the team to catch up with him. I'm like, it's cool, but that dropped in my lap. How did that happen? It happened because we can really, if we all work together, really understand that somebody else has something that I don't. And
it's called imagination.
Yeah.
You imagined it. You dreamt it. You saw it, and it came to you. And it's all by you keeping it basic. And the biggest reason is because, brother, ever since I shook your hand for the first time, even though you flossed on me with the S5,
not me ever. You know
Stop
that.
It.
No, I don't know that game, bro. Look, I'm a car guy.
But anyways, though,
No, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. We talking. No, you ain't gonna buy anyway. Me. Go ahead, bro. I love you.
I love you too, brother. But you didn't come off as some pompous. I know everything. You're like, hey, nice to meet you. Just to let you know, I'm here to make you better. That's literally what you told me. Whatever you need from me, I got you. I don't know you that long, but I know you got invited by so-and-so, and you're here for a reason, and we're going to stay connected.
Yeah.
That's literally like, you were my big brother from day one. It wasn't like, hey, what's going on? Yo, I know what I'm doing. Trust me. It's like, whoa, it wasn't any of that. It was like, yo, I'm going to help you be the better version of you. And if there was more people like that, you're right. We probably wouldn't have wars. We probably wouldn't have, because the application, even in the scriptures, and that's my thing. I love the scriptures.
That's your thing, brother.
Scripture says, you know what I mean? The two greatest laws is love the God with all that might, all that strength, and all that power. Paraphrasing. The second one, it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. With those two, you have fulfilled all of the law. Think about that. It's love. It's love. And when you teach someone in love, they're going to be like, oh, man, so this imagination and no fear really works, huh? Why? Wow. Because you're teaching out of love. It's not here, let me show you how to make a quick dollar. No, here, let me show you how to feed your family forever.
Receiving.
So love, man, it's just, and I've had to learn that too, because I grew up a very harsh way. I grew up during the gang banging era from South Central. So did you, right? Chester, PA. You know, we grew up in that. People don't know that didn't grow up in that. That in itself was a challenge to get out of South Central.
Yeah.
Not just to move out of South Central, to get out of South Central.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But guess what though? Sometimes those skills that I learned in South Central, I've been able to use in the boardroom.
Facts. Super facts.
Okay.
Super facts.
But with more intelligent language, of course, right? But we just know how to deliver it, how it needs to be delivered.
Yep.
So we went through those things for a reason. So what I'm saying is that we got out of that. Not many people did. A lot of people didn't. Okay, so it's just, guys, it's time. It's time. It's time, not just because we say it's time because the economy is changing. Digital money is really growing. The way that they're setting up schools, the way that bullying is happening online and in school is very different to how you and I grew up. You know, and that needs to be addressed early so we can have those leaders that you and I want, right? Yeah. Those leaders that have no fear, those leaders that have that love, those leaders that have that imagination, and to make this place that peaceful and loving world that you want and that we all want.
Yeah.
Right.
I want that. Because it's just I think really, bro, just from scouring the earth looking for the answer, I really think it's still a knowing problem. I think like, and I say that on everything I love, I still think it's a knowing problem. I still think people don't know what they don't know. And then social media just amplifies it because people don't know what they know. And then it gets more confusion. And then people monetize the confusion. And then it becomes institutionalized confusion. And it's just like, no, it's like, stop. Like, words matter. It's just like, I used to be a copywriter, or they still call me copywriter, whatever. I just, as a writer, though, I do write. I love to write. I just want to focus on helping people for real, period. And that's how we did it in Chester, at least where I'm from. It's just like, hey, you know what you need, like, boom, right? That's it. And if I got it, I got it. If not, I'll tell you who got it. And that's just how we did it. So it's just how we did it as kids. And if I need to be childlike as far as my communication in that lane, I'm okay with that, because that works.
That works a lot. It works every time.
Yeah, it works. So
it works every time.
Yeah.
Children still have their imagination. That's how they live every single day.
Yeah. Period. Like, I can be very esoteric too, but I'm also a math guy. Like, I'm a data guy. Like, I didn't even know what these terms were because I never labeled myself for anything except just me doing what I do. But if that's how I connect with an audience, then so be it, But what I'm seeing now are these terms, because that, to me, that's more accurate. That's what I am now discovering, what people are saying about me. Like, I played in some insane high level big data play lanes, insane stuff. Like, people, if I said it, go, whatever, right? And I'm also over here putting in work every day, still talking to people, making calls, people calling me. So I'm a practitioner. Getting back to the Kobe Bryant story. So, if I had a thought about me failing those other things, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now.
That's huge.
And because I'm so
that's huge what you just said.
Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. And because I'm so focused, this is literally what I call cognitive focus. Like, I'm so obsessed with my focus that literally when people were telling me about the news, I was like, I talked about that 2 years ago. I said I'm not going to talk about it, period. And I don't. Because it's a distraction. I don't care. Look, I've talked about that. What's next? I don't care about what happened 2 years ago.
That's real.
You see Fred acting crazy online? I was going through some shit. However you want to interpret it. I'm 100. Jose knows that.
Brother, I remember when I used to...
Oh, bro, and I'm sorry, but look, I told people, I was like, look, I'm going to figure out, as a transformation coach, that's what I do. I transform. I still have pain. I still have PTSD. Everything affects me.
Facts.
But I still am doing my best to focus. And it's just, and then it's just that little small key distinction, dog, that if people hold on to that one thing that I just said, that part right there, bro, if they hold on to that one part right there, that is a minimum standard in their life now. If they believe, everything.
I'm gonna add,
belief, man.
I'm gonna add to your story real quick because a lot of people don't know this, but because of me losing my eye and the way that the accident happened, plus I did boxing, I did martial arts, and I did football. We didn't know that how much our brain taking so many hits. Thank God I was actually really good, and I didn't take too many hits, but I did. So I don't know if you remember that movie came out, Concussion, Will Smith.
No, I haven't watched it yet. I'm just now starting to.
Okay, so I forgot when the movie came out. Anyway, I was like, you know what? Let me go check my brain. Why not? Right? And this is why I'm telling the story. You'll see right now. Is the doctor told me after doing a what's it called, neurologist test on my brain. She's like, are you very aggressive? Do you cry a lot? Do you do this? Does your family think this of you? Then I just started crying, like just because I felt like for the first time somebody understood me.
Yeah.
Because I've been explaining this to my parents for years. I'm like, something, I didn't want to use the word wrong, but I used to tell my parents like, yo, I don't know. Like something is just not, because why do I get angry so fast? Why am I so aggressive? Why am I this? Why am I that? When I grew up in a very loving home, hugs, kisses, good morning, family trips, the whole thing, right? Like for real, like I'm very blessed. I literally, I pray every single day for that I grew up in that, right? But so my family's looking at me like, why are you crazy? So finally I get my answer. I think I was 34. She's like, because you're missing your front lobe of your brain, which in a sense, you're living with a semi-coma, whatever she said, right? She said, in reality, you should be in prison because 90% of the people that are in prison are missing this part of their brain due to PTSD, due to the area they grew up in, due to football or whatever the case may be, fighting, right? And that, I had already made a decision that, a lot of people don't know, but I control myself a lot. That's why I know that the mind is powerful because I do it daily. I do it every day, right? And I've learned to master it. I actually live with vertigo. I know when a vertigo attack is coming and I can control it now.
Wow.
Okay. There was a point in time I couldn't get out of bed for days when I used to have it, when I was younger. Wow. Okay. So people don't even know sometimes I'm talking to you, a vertigo attack is coming, but my mind is so strong now and I've trained it because of practicing, right? Practicing how to calm down, practicing how to stay calm, because I'm not going to end up in prison. No, I said, thank you, doctor, for the heads up, but that's not me. That's not me because these are the things, because she even asked me, what have you been doing? I said, well, one, puffing the magic dragon. You know what I'm saying? And two, I go to the gym, I stay active. And three, I meditate a lot because I know what I'm capable of. Right. And so the reason I bring up this story, because I want to tell you guys is that you can do it too. Because I've been doing that at a very young age and I'm 43 now. And all it is now is that I'm better. That's all. And you can get better. And it's okay for you to say that I'm better. Because a lot of people I don't want to be above. It's not even about being everybody. It's about being above yourself. Yeah. Right? I'm not happy if I'm not better every day. If I don't go to sleep, if I'm not in bed laying down and be like, hey, Jose, this is real too. This is not this is real shit. I can show you guys my journals. Like, yo, today you sucked. You didn't do good today, Jose.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So there's days like, bro, you did amazing today. You have to be yourself, cheerleader, because if not, you always will be in the past, right here. You always will live right here. I don't live there no more, bro. I can't go back to 5 years old when I lost my eye. I can never go back to that. So why would I live there?
Yeah.
But I can live here today. I'm talking to my big brother, about this beautiful conversation of how we've grown so other people can see like, hey, I can do it too. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Totally
Yes, you
possible.
can.
100%.
Yes, you can.
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
So, man, let's make it happen, brother. I want to thank you for taking this time, this space, for us talking today. Um, man, I love you, bro, and whatever you need from me, you already know I'm there. And likewise, you've always been there for me too, you and your family. And I appreciate that, man, for just embracing me from day one. Just really showing that true, like for real love. Like now, like I said, we've been brothers from day one. Like we grew up together. So I
I love you
can't
so
wait
much,
to
man. I love you so
yeah,
much.
yeah, brother. I'm gonna get this up. I'll send it to you so we can post it and blast it everywhere because it's very important to see this message. We
Yes.
both we both been through the trenches,
Turning
right?
riches.
We've been through it. And I love being in the trenches. It's all right. We'll get
Me
back in there.
too.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Hey,
but you got to sometimes
let's
keep
go.
that next level. That's what I'm telling you. It's that next level CEO stuff that we keep talking about, man. That's what I told you.
Absolutely.
You asked for the coaching,
Absolutely.
and here it is.
Absolutely.
Such a boss. I
Absolutely.
honor you. Thank you so much for how you show up for the world, and thank you for enabling me to communicate. It really is a big deal.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right. I love you, brother. Have a
Love you,
blessed.
brother.
Take care, brother. Peace.
Take care now. Peace.